Ah yes, Dragon Ball, a series loved by many, revolving around the titular character of Son Goku, a monkey space alien, and his adventure to become the strongest fighter in existence with the influence of the 8 magic balls. But noble, there are only 7 Dragon Balls. Well folks, today we're going to explain the 8th magical ball that influenced most of Dragon Ball Z, the one, the only, Idiot Ball, the most powerful ball of all. The Idiot Ball trope is one of the most annoying writing devices of all time. It's not a literal ball like the name would suggest, but like a game of space hot potato, a character in possession of this metaphorical ball becomes profoundly retarded. That is seriously an attainable IQ score, by the way. They become so impressively stupid that it cannot be ignored. All attention is brought on the character holding the Idiot Ball. The Idiot Ball moment serves many purposes. For example, it usually allows characters who are ignorant of a topic to be spoon-fed information, which in turn helps the audience. Having someone do something stupid to then be told what they did was stupid can be really helpful. This can, in turn, give characters a rewarding learning experience by overcoming stupidity. Again, typically their own stupidity. In some cases, this can double as character development or deconstruction. However, in the worst situations, and in the situation of Dragon Ball, it can be the crux of the central plot. Our heroes are in a bad situation because someone held the Idiot Ball too tightly and caused the universe to explode. No series displays the ball more prominently than Dragon Ball Z. So have a seat, relax, and let me show you the secret 8th Dragon Ball our cast can't help but get their hands on, in the form of a top 5 list. So if you like what you hear, please feel free to subscribe, and let's get started. Number 5. Mystic Gohan. You know, for being the best version of Gohan and also being one of the strongest and most intelligent characters in the series, at least academically, our resident scholar holds the Idiot Ball in a truly magnificent way. After he gets his full power unlocked and becomes Mystic Gohan, fan term I know, but I really don't care, he up and destroys Super Buu. Like, he really messes him up. He even calls him a retard. Oh, but guess what? 2 chapters later, yes, just 2 chapters, Gotenks Buu is formed. Gohan just allowed Buu a solid hour after the amazing ass whooping to just mull over a plan to beat Gohan. His plan was to tease out Gotenks, absorb him, and then become so strong enough to make our new savior look like the real retard. An argument can be made that hindsight is always 20/20. Gohan isn't an idiot because he didn't kill Buu. No, he's an idiot for letting Buu have words. If I was tasked to be the hero of Earth, I wouldn't give the villain a chance to get up, or even open his mouth. He would be dead immediately. Seriously, where's Trunks when you need him? Also, great job, Gohan. Even when you had the chance to correct your mistake with fusion, you showed your dad you really suck at baseball, even though we see Gohan really good at baseball earlier in the arc. Honestly, the Idiot Ball moment is just allowing Buu to get away with absorbing Gotenks. The failure to catch the plot-relevant Potara earrings, well, that's just dropping the ball. Number 4. Gotenks. This whole character is an idiot. He is the Idiot Ball incarnate, and being made of 2 children doesn't really excuse it either because real children are not this dumb. I hate everything about him. He's not even an interesting or compelling character. He's just the definition of a stereotyped child, a brat with a one-track mind and no sense of urgency, one whose motivations and thought processes don't come across as genuine, but more like an autistic sociopath. I want to really put the knife in this character because he legitimately confuses me. Goten sees his mom get turned into an egg and crushed in front of his eyes. The mental image of his mom dying should be burned into his mind. There's a whole scene showing Goten being visibly mortified by this. So what happens when Gotenks comes to be and has to fight off against Super Buu? They play games. lots and lots of stupid games, with a form that has a time limit. Once they break out of the hyperbolic time chamber, Gotenks finds out that Boo ate all of their friends and family, including Trunks' mom. So that's 2 dead moms. All the more reason to destroy this monster with pure rage. But Gotenks still messes around. There's a mild moment of anger, but then it goes into Gotenks turning Boo into a volleyball and comedically destroying the sacred lookout, all the while laughing and having fun.
Because I want people to remember this as something unique, not just another brawl.
Who are you trying to impress? Boo killed everyone, and I do mean everyone. Along with your friends and family, Boo killed the entire Earth's population. I mean, he called it the human extinction attack. This character is so impressively stupid, so unbelievably worthless it actually hurts, because like the writing couldn't get any worse, when he finally decides to get serious, his power conveniently times out. What a friggin' legend. I'm glad Super retired these characters, especially Goten. Stay away, you horribly dumb characters.
Ay, 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 you're just like your dad, kid. Goten, wake up!
Number 3, Vegeta, and an honorable mention for Son Goku. You knew he had to be on this list, but you didn't think he'd be number 3. Vegeta is one of Goku's biggest mistakes in the series, as he basically creates Perfect Cell and Majin Buu in the first place. I feel like I can end it right there. He is the reason the last 2 sagas exist. Sure, Gotenks and Gohan allowed Buu to live and eventually become stronger, and Vegeta did that with Cell, but because of his Saiyan pride, or pride in general, he kickstarts the Majin Buu saga. This character does not learn from his actions. Do you know how many people he has killed by allowing these villains to take form? Well, I don't know, you tell me. Again, Super Buu had a move called the Human Extinction Attack. Goku gets a mention here as well because it takes 2 to tango with these villain creations. With the Buu saga, he threatens the god of other gods, the Supreme Kai, for a chance to fight against Vegeta, which in turn gave rise to Buu. Goku could have went Super Saiyan 3, crippled Vegeta, and then just destroyed Buu's egg thing. Or hell, killed Buu as Super Saiyan 3. Goku is just an irresponsible dumbass, worthy of being on this list. The world had peace for 7 years after Cell's defeat, and that's what Goku wanted. He denies a revival from the dragon because he thinks he's a bad luck charm, and guess what happens when he comes back to Earth for a day? The world gets fucked. Goku doesn't want to finish Fat Buu off as a Super Saiyan 3 because of some really obtuse logic, basically saying, I shouldn't even be here. But asshole, you made Majin Buu. You are half the reason he's here in the first place. Let's not even get into Super where you're responsible for entire universes being erased. But we're focusing on Z here. But let's roll it back a little further since we're a little Buu saga focused. When Goku fights off against Cell, he decides to give him a sensu bean, and bets the whole fate of the universe on Gohan, a pacifist who didn't even want to be there. Wait a minute, who's responsible for making Gohan a pacifist? Number 2, Chichi. Honestly, I gotta thank my friend Nova Solstice for pointing out Chichi. Our hatred of this character as kids was not misplaced. I've seen many people defend her actions of wanting Gohan to grow up to become a scholar, but there needs to be some 2-parent household guidance going on here. Gohan was too much of a wimp. If Chichi didn't crack the whip too much on Gohan, he may have been the one to beat Nappa instead of freezing, done more damage to Frieza, and would have earned his transformation as Super Saiyan 2 against Cell, at least writing-wise. Her attitude in the series is so alien and weird, and which is funny because it's a series about aliens. She only wants her son to study even though the fate of the Earth is at stake. She does decide to mellow out and become a little more reasonable in the Buu saga. That is because she's dealing with crippling depression. Her husband is dead, and she's trying to model her new bastard son to look like her husband. But if you want a specific idiot ball moment instead of all of what I've listed so far, which is just hindsight, well, slapping the strongest villain in the series is a pretty idiot thing to do. Moms, am I right, fellas? Number 1. Krillin. Fuck him. Krillin is the worst thing in Dragon Ball. I know he's an easy target. In fact, all my friends said it would be too obvious to put him at number 1. But I couldn't help myself. He's just too illogical and worthless. He has the best move in the series and never uses it. He lets all his friends die when the Saiyans arrive, and when he has the chance to use it, he misses. Against Frieza, a villain who has to root himself in place to transform, and he has 3 transformations, he lands it once against the villain's tail after he's done rooting himself. After Frieza, a villain who poetically loses to this attack, albeit by his own stupidity, no villain would ever be affected by this move ever again because regen is the status quo. But hey, maybe Krillin could be useful in the series. He's Goku's best friend. In this scene, he's got this device that can stop Cell from reaching his final form. It's a detonator for a bomb that could kill Android 18. And if he really wanted her, he could just revive her with the Dragon Balls. It's not like she would know. Nope, he is worthless. Vegeta has his Saiyan pride, and so do all the other characters, but Krillin, on the other hand, he just risked all of humanity for some cyber sex. Well guys, that was my list for the top idiot ball characters in Dragon Ball Z. I know there's probably some I missed, and I was actually thinking of making a fully comprehensive list of all the idiot ball moments, but I felt like it would drag on too long and the definition would get muddied. I think it's pretty hard to argue that the characters on this list are really stupid in their specific contexts. Except for Krillin, because he's just the worst. I was thinking of making more Dragon Ball related content. In fact, I've been thinking of doing a series where I rewrite all of Dragon Ball Z because it's a story near and dear to my heart, but there's a lot wrong with it. But there's a lot of stuff I'd like to save. Think of it like Dragon Ball Kai, but with actually adding stuff instead of solely cutting stuff out. Anyway, if you like what you saw, please feel free to subscribe and drop a like. Also, leave a comment on what you'd like to see next. A lot of people wanted me to cover specific villains because I made a villain tribute to Sawamura. It was originally meant to highlight what a good villain should do, and then I'd move on to another trope or character or just something else entirely. But I feel like these videos could spawn their own sub-series within the overarching series, A Noble Trope. I can talk about another trope or something DBZ related or another series where they hold the idiot ball. I'm up for talking about literally anything. I'm always interested in dissecting stories, and it's just fun. Well, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.